been 2 fucking weeks. Welcome back, my friend.
Yeah,
Welcome
yeah,
to
yeah,
another
yeah, yeah.
episode. To another episode of No Country for Otakus, guys. We took a little hiatus. Uh, life, man. Dwayne had his thing last week. The week before I had my thing, and this will continue to happen
Mm-hmm.
until we start making money. Anyway, so
7 up.
7 up, man. Who can pull
Yo,
it?
I actually rate them down as one of my brand sponsors for my
You probably could go on
animated
their
short films.
You probably could go on their website. They probably got a sponsorship page. In some places like that.
Yeah, but I ain't trying to get a month supply of can of 7 Up. Like I need like 10K.
10K.
I need money.
Well, you need 1 million subscribers.
I know, right? I have 4. You, German, Adre, and oh gosh,
Basil?
another friend of mine.
Oh.
No, not even no, not Basil. My own wife don't support me. The pain. But I don't put me.
I was like, well, you don't post, so shit. I'm gonna start posting shit on your. I'm gonna start posting shit through your YouTube. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna give me access and just start posting shit through there, like. Let me make shorts.
You know
I'm gonna
what?
post all the shorts through. Actually, anyway.
You know what?
Give me access to your fucking YouTube, and I'm gonna post all the shorts in there. Those like 1-minute clips. We will post all of them on there. All of them on YouTube Shorts. See if we get engagement that way.
Do it.
Anyway, we'll deal with that later. Guys, we're back. And this week, we going a little different, guys. Me and Dwayne sat down, we looked over our last 38 episodes. I think we had 38 episodes. So we are 39 right now, I think. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
And we realized there has been nothing but fucking action.
Action, thrillers, horrors.
And horrors, right? So we say, we have anime that we want to watch that's outside the norm. This week, my friends, we doing Slice of Fucking Life. Yes! ReLIFE. This motherfucking... Oh my god. This anime is so fucking beautiful. And man, ReLIFE, guys.
It is and it aggravated at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my, like, yo.
So, quick breakdown anime. So, guys, get ready, man. We're going to jump into this right away. We know we're going to shoot. Let's go ahead and jump into Let's Chat the Anime. Okay. Yeah, that's the energy on this anime, bro. I gotta wait 3 weeks to discuss this thing. We 2 weeks to discuss this thing. Pretty much 3 weeks, because this will be 3. So, ReLIFE, man, 13 episodes on the TV, and then there's an OVA that's 4 episodes long. Shit came out in 2016, and the OVAs come out in 2018. And you gotta watch all through, because if you just watch the TV and don't watch the OVAs, you'll be mad as fuck. And the OVAs piss you off down to the last minute. Bro, down to the last second, bro. You'll be like, ah! I texted Dwayne because the episode's almost done. There's like 3 minutes, like you bring up the little bar at the bottom to see how much time left. And it's like close to the end. And I'm like, don't end like this. And I'm texting Dwayne, I was like, Dwayne, this thing frustrating as fuck. He's like, did you watch the OVAs? I was like, yes, it's not finished. And then like right at the end, you get the happy ending. Whew, I almost threw a chair.
Not like me. No, imagine, right? Oh shoot. Are we still doing the summary, or are we just talking now?
Oh wait, sorry, man. I'm so excited to talk about this thing. I jumped the gun. Yeah, go ahead.
I know, right?
Summary.
We've been waiting for so long. All right, cool. Quick summary. Boom, 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 boom. Dwayne summary. So in ReLIFE, this guy is a NEET, and he's a NEET because he lost his job And Japan has a culture where, well, not really Japan, all over the world. If people look at your resume and they see a short time on your business, they kind of think that you're not really good enough to do the job. So you either get fired or you quit or you're lazy or that kind of thing. Like words have a big impact in life. Either way, he becomes a NEET and he meets up this guy. I can't remember the name. It's been 2 weeks. Sorry, guys. He meets up this guy who offers him a chance to go back to high school. And he's like, what? How am I going to do that? I'm like 27 years old. And he's like, well, we experimenting on this drug that will make you look like a high schooler, take you back to your youthful days. And you get 1 year. We pay all your bills, all your utilities, all that stuff. And in that 1 year, we try to rehabilitate you to prepare you again to go back out into the world of work. And he's like, you know what? I ain't really got nothing to lose. Sure. So he did his thing, started his school. And in the midst of starting school, he starts to regain the person that he is and also develop some new skills and new friends and kind of learns how to live life again. So that's the basic summary of it.
Yeah, that is the basic. There's so much stuff into this bitch.
Into this discussion though. I watched that anime when it was episodic. So imagine my frustration.
But you had to wait weekly.
Yeah, me and my wife was watching it. It was the first time. I think that was the first time I paid for Crunchyroll. Me and my wife was watching it. And we were like, yo, this anime is good. And then she is more aggravated than me. She's more aggro than I am, which is why I'm scared for like if she goes to like a sports event with our kids. Because I'm like, yo, you might freak out a bit more than I would. So we were watching it. We were watching episode 13. And she's like, yeah, it can happen. I can feel it. I can feel it doing. It can happen. And the ending credits come up. The woman do a air kick like she was she was AC/DC like and then she was so mad like she didn't talk to me for the rest of the night. And I was like, yo, I'm angry too. But
if you was watching it episodic, that means that you had to wait 2 years for the OVAs.
And you see, that's the thing, because the OVAs came out and I didn't know.
You didn't know.
So we didn't get to watch it not until we said, oh, when they suggested to you, let's watch the thing. And you was like, oh, have you seen the OVAs? I was like, what? And she usually watches dub. She usually watches dub. So we was watching it together. And I was like, there's no OVAs on the dub. And I was like, oh, wait. I went to check sub beat. And I was like, yes. And that's when they start texting you, this mother. What is it? It needs to end properly. Warm feelings. Hatred.
Oh my god. Yeah, man. That first 13 episodes, there's so much to get into this anime. First, let's talk about the characters. We're gonna have to break this down into like discussion segments to talk about it. Are we gonna end up rambling like the Blade episode?
Nah, 4? More like VV.
Oh my god, fucking VV, man.
Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed our VV episode, but we tried to talk so much and conceal so much that it was like,
that's why I say it's probably gonna be better to think. So first, there is a plethora, as they say, of characters in this show. Believe it or not, even though it's contained, I know it's a school life, but even though it's contained to that one classroom type, but like there's so many intriguing characters scattered throughout these 13 episodes, and they hit all of them with such great nuance and storytelling that it's like, man, like from from the guy that he met, Ryō. Even Ryō had a story. The guy's name is Ryō. The guy that came out and recruited him. And which was the girl with the glasses that sat next to him in class. I got the names on here. Rina. She was the second tender.
Oh yeah, Rina.
And then Rina was the red-haired girl. Well, she had problems.
Yeah, Rina was red hair.
The red-haired girl.
She had problems.
She had problems. And then my favorite, Shizuru. Yo,
Shizuru and is it Kaizaki?
Who?
The guy who sat directly in front of him? Or is Kaizaki the main guy?
No, yeah, Kaizaki is the main guy. Arata Kaizaki is the main guy, and Oga Kazuomi, the guy that couldn't take the hit. The guy that could take the hit that the girl was hitting on him. It was funny.
Were my favorite characters. Listen,
hey, he was brilliant, but that boy was a brick when it comes to girls. And it's funny because I was like, I understand.
Socially awkward.
I understand, especially from going back to Courage and Parry and stuff. I understand, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Come pick up on their social cues. And then the girl would come up to me later in life and be like, I liked you. I was like, nah, you didn't. Nah. She's like, yeah.
Like,
I was like, I'm an ass.
High school was so confusing. Because apparently there was a girl in your group who had liked me. And I saw her when I went home. And she was like, oh, you have children now. Like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, yeah. She was like, why you never talk to me in high school? I was like, what do you mean?
She was like, school.
Yeah, secondary school. And I was like, well, I did. I said, hey, how you doing? She's like, no, I meant like, romantically. And I was like, I did not know that you liked me, and I had no interest in you. That's all right. What yeah, but
the difference is the difference is Kozuyomi, like he liked her, but he didn't really understand until like later in the show.
He didn't understand his feelings. Yeah.
Till later in the show when my boy Arata started to fucking like nudge him, he's like, bro, you might fall in love. And then he started.
You want to see her holding someone else?
And then man, so my boy Arata show up in this classroom and you know what? They did such a good job because I can imagine if you take me and put me back at CP, I'm failing everything. Man, when they hit me with their fucking... Bro, when they hit me with their fucking fractions? I haven't done fractions in... Well, I'm like 32. I haven't done fractions in like... fucking forever, bro. Like college. There's like 7-8 years if you really think of it. And not even 7-8 years because you don't really... In college, you don't really do fractions. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you do a little bit in calculus, but you don't do fractions. You know what I mean?
And you know what? That's the weird thing. Like I can remember all of my physics equations and stuff from biomechanics, but the other day, a simple math equation, I was like, "Yo, how do we do?" I think it was if then or. I was like, "Yo, how you do this?" All right, if that division wrong, nah, man. Look, you think I struggle.
That's what I'm saying. And also, I've been away from college so long that my fucking study habit's even worse now than it was when it was in school. You know what I mean? So just imagine going back to high school level shit. Your fucking homework. And then Arata was a grown man. He used to smoke. Drink. And it was funny to see because even though he was young in appearance, inside, he was still 27, 28.
He was still old.
Oh, well, that's not old, but yeah, older. I refuse to say 27 is old. I'm
just telling you what.
That's 5 years. Fuck you, Arata.
Kozuyomi said. Kozuyomi said he was old. It was like, you know what? You might look young, but I come to you because you always have that old man wise thing going on.
Honestly though, he was wiser than a 27-year-old. in my opinion. Like the advice he was giving, that's some mid-30s shit, bro. I was like,
thanks, Sean.
you're a little ahead of the curve, and I think because of his maturity, his story, also why he quit the job and stuff like that, kind of is what caused him to do what he did at the job and all that stuff to unravel. You know what I mean? Because he was already a pretty mature kid when he started that job.
Because he wasn't bad. He wasn't a bad employee.
Oh no, he was a hell of an
employee. And I
also
think the reason why he was so wise and mature was because of what he went through at the job and afterwards, and how he ended up.
He was working at the gas station.
Humbling himself to work at the gas station and still giving it like 110%. Because
he wasn't really a neat per se, though, man. That you really think about.
Yeah, he wasn't really a neat. It was just circumstantial what happened to him.
He could that PTSD, man. He just couldn't get over that hump.
Yeah.
Especially
about that Toy Boy, that was serious.
Bro, his shit was bad. Like I was like
bad.
I've seen something similar to that, you know. You know, obviously because I've prior service and stuff. I've seen something, but I was like, fuck, bro, like putting on a necktie, dog. But it was cool to see him heal as time goes on, especially with his interaction with Shizuru and they were like almost like an old married couple at that point. She started fucking his
Imagine
your tie is a little messed up.
Because I had to wait till last week to figure that out to see that part. Hey, look. Sean. When I tell you I watched that anime
19, 20, 21. Yeah, you gotta wait 3 years.
4 years. 4 years.
5 years because 6. Yeah. Because remember you stopped in 2016. It came out in 18 and then you just watched it. 5 years for that conclusion. God bless you.
Listen, B.
Zeus bless you.
At that time, I rated the tail like 4 and I write a review. And somebody messaged me on the database. I was like, and somebody messaged me and said, like, I don't know if to watch this anime or not, but your review was so in-depth, funny, and angry. Like, I could see you mashing up keyboards and just replace it just to get... Listen, I was irate, B. But it was worth it. It was worth it. And like you said, it was good to see him heal. I think that was the one anime that I was praying that somebody picked up and redo it. Like I didn't know that they put together their own funds and I did it. Right. Okay. So
because I was about to say, man, don't touch it. I don't even want you to redo it. That's one of them ones that you could just leave that shit alone. Well, know that it's done. Know that everything's done and the OVAs and everything happened. You could go ahead and leave that bad boy. So that's about Arata. Another really funny character was Shizuru because
Shizuru was crazy, man.
She was like a very literal person. So, but she was trying to learn how to not be. She couldn't smile. Did you remember? Well, she could, but when she tried to force a smile, it was just like, yes, that is it. But she was genuinely trying to smile, so she had like this interaction with Rina because she was very smart. She's a brilliant woman, brilliant girl. Not to give the show away. She's a brilliant girl, so they'll do the test, and then whoever scores the highest grade, they'll become like monitors, like prefects. If you're from Barbados, So they get the little silver badge and stuff. And this girl Rina was always trying to compete with her, and Rina swore this girl hated her because when she smiled at. She smiled at her ass.
Did Japan's system of prefects piss you off?
What do you mean? Because they picked the best person? But they
the
smartest person?
We still had to pay Miss Barker.
Oh. I don't know, man. Yeah, a little bit. Because the thing about it is I wasn't just a prefect in primary school. Your boy was head boy. So I was deputy head boy. So I was up there. I didn't get nothing free. I still had to pay that school meals. I still had to pay for school meals.
So, yo.
Anarchy. But yeah, but it was interesting. I actually merit base because it changes every turn, so I could get that. Look like they work them hard as fuck though. Bill's character.
Yeah, Japan's system is deep, man.
So Shizuru, she was a very, very interesting character, especially because how they introduced her. At first, it was almost like she was just a side character, but then you start to slowly realize as this episodes. So they managed to do this 13 episodes. Well, let me not say 13, 17 episodes, so we could count the OVAs. How important of a character she is to the overall story, and how important Arata and her characters interacting became so important to both of them. They fit like too perfect at the end. Like Arata's probably the only guy that was for her, bro. That was one of those soulmate type shit, bro. Like nobody, you can't date nobody else. You need that dude. He's patient.
There is no one that will ever fulfill you like I do.
And also, so when I first started watching it, I had to hit up Dwayne, and I was like, dude, what in the pedophilia? Because you're 27, just because you look like a teenager now, don't fucking mean you a teenager. I was like, Dwayne, this don't about to start hitting on these kids, right? Dwayne's like, nah, calm down. It's not like that.
It's actually one of the rules. Like, you can't do that crap.
Yeah, he's like, there's a rule. You can't do it. You could like talk and make friends with him and stuff, but bro. So moving on to the next character, Rina. Rina, man. I never see a girl so
What were your thoughts on Rina?
Rina was the most frustrating, competitive. It's just weird, man, because there's that volleyball.
But we know people like her.
Oh yeah. But she was stubborn for like there's a different. I get you want to be stubborn, but she almost was stubborn to the detriment of herself at some point, like the volleyball situation.
The volleyball match.
Yeah, but what was she sat down outside the locker room and listened to that girl talk to Chizuru and Arata as they hit her with that wisdom. And she's sitting on explain her whole situation. This character, for the life of me, I can't remember her name. But there's a volleyball. She's like I think so. She's like a volleyball, like really good at volleyball, to the point that everyone just like resents her because she was so good.
Ain't got the breast to match it.
Right. And the only person that really like, hey man, I don't understand how you hated on your best player. That shit was so fucking stupid.
Nah, it does happen, man.
No, I ain't saying it don't happen. I'm just saying I never understood it. I know you understand because you play basketball at CP.
Yeah.
And basketball was a big deal. I just never understood it. I was like, he's the best player. Now, if he's an asshole, but she wasn't an asshole. She was actively trying her best to incorporate the rest of the team. But anyway.
Yeah.
We haven't got to her character yet, but in Rina's case, she sat outside that locker room and listened to that girl pour her heart out. And then still didn't show up to the fucking... Anyway. So, like, that stuff like that was frustrating as hell.
You see the frustration, guys? I remember
but
what I
always
understand,
say. She's a high school girl.
If an anime or a book or a story can elicit a very deep emotion, it is good. Regardless of what percentage it get, is good. But like the writer has done their job.
Sometimes we need to remember that, and you brought this up, is that when we look at stuff like this, we tend to look at it from the eyes of a 30, 32, 33, 34-year-old. That girl in high school, she still trying to learn how to process them emotions. So that frustration that we felt, some people at that age would have done the same fucking shit.
Pretty much.
You know, I think it's like, I ain't gonna show up. You know, and they regret that bitch at 22. It was on last year
Yep.
playing the sport too. You know what I mean? So
I should have gone. Like and I guess that was that
like
you know what? Even though it was focused around her, it was a beautiful segment to actually show the progress of both Arata and Chizuru, because she was still liberal, but her liberalness was softer. Before it was like dagger is like, so you just don't like me, but no, it was like, so you just don't like me because of blah blah blah, and to see how he went from like, I can't really get involved, because he had that sense of feeling that him getting involved with people's lives usually end in a negative way, to him actually hugging her and encouraging her to, speak your truth. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. As I was texting you, like, warm feelings.
It was funny because Arata had like a big role in helping a lot of these students with their issues. You know what I mean? Like another character that was saying it's the same Kozuyomi dude that can pick up the signals from the girl. But he also had a brother. No, his brother was a NEET. That boy was stuck in the room. His older brother. You never see the older brother, just so you understand. But
he did.
Not really. You see him at the end, but you don't see him in person. You never see his older brother.
Oh, you mean throughout the anime?
Throughout the anime, you never see him.
Oh, I thought you meant at the end, because I know at the end he came out and saw what he looked like.
Arata, Arata comes to the house, but at that point, a very important thing is we gonna get there. But I just meant when he was asked, when he was saying, I don't want to bring her over to my house because well, girl, Rina wanted to come to the crib. He's like, nah. She got mad as fuck.
Netflix and chill, baby.
She got mad as fuck, bro. She's like, so I can't come over? He's like, nah. But the reason that he didn't want her to come over was because
you're not trying to get this whack.
His older brother is a NEET, and he didn't want to show his older brother that he was having a good life while he's struggling with his in the room. And then Arata had to hit him with that wisdom. The thing about it is that he never told. The mistake was that he didn't share it with Rina and let her make her own decision. But that's some shit that you would do in high school.
You know what? Yes, but you also kind of understood why he was so ditzy to those kind of social cues, because there was the episode where he was explaining. You see an episode he was explaining why he didn't want you to come over. You start to understand that he was so focused on working and getting in a good college and trying to avoid the same college that the brother went to in order to kind of one, rebuild the family name, and also two, take care of the brother. Yeah. So then, like, it wasn't that he wasn't aware of his emotions and he wasn't aware of what Rina meant to him, is that he was so focused on the struggles that he had to deal with. He was oblivious to everything else because it never fit in to the priorities. Never. And I thought that was a really great B story, because I was like, yo, like,
there's a lot of great
so he's not he's not that ditzy. He's just focused. And that kind of remind me of a lot of shit that we went through at CP with a lot of kids, a lot of people that we know. Like, there was a girl that I knew called Tequila, and
her name was Tequila.
Tequila was, yeah, I know, right? But and just like the drink, she was one of the sexiest things I saw in class. But she was very reserved. She didn't used to talk a lot, and like, whereas everybody was kind of planning for BCC and things like that, she went straight into working. And I always found it weird. So one day I saw her and I was like, yo, what going on and things like that. And she started telling me like why she was going through that. And she was like they were kind of poor, so she needed to help her mom because her mom got sick during CP. And I was like, shoot.
And you never know, man.
Never tell nobody? Yeah, I was like, why you never tell no one? And she was like, well, how does a 13 to 15-year-old tell another person who is the same age trying to build their social status? Like, they would have picked on her. I was like, that's sad. True, but sad.
Especially CP. So, especially at secondary school environment. Fuck yeah, they'll pick on you. But yeah, so that was another really good side story. Actually, all the side stories was pretty fucking neat. But then they all like just focused around Arata stuff. Even like I said, the guy that came up to him to recruit him, Ryō, because the whole time throughout the show there was he was doing the notes for test subject 002. But the whole time he kept softly mentioning test subject 001, how the whole year
and reflecting on it.
Yeah, how the whole year this subject, try not to give the farm away, wasn't really making friends or not interacting or not really changing throughout. And then at the beginning of his experiment, he was helping this person out a lot, and all the management got on his ass. It was like, you can't, so he had to like back off and stuff, and it ended up not being a successful year for that particular test subject. And
but was it not though?
I mean, it worked out. It took 2 years.
Yeah, but if you look at the two, if you look at 001 and 002, two different
personality
results.
Types. Two different personality types, though.
One has been a NEET from youth.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call her.
So
no.
It was
I say that the problem is does the term NEET have different spectrums? Because we've seen three in this show. We see in the whole show you see 3 different types of NEETs. No, because you got old dude that left his job because of the incident. He has pretty much have PTSD and stuff, and it made him hard to actually get a second job. But he actually got the job at the gas station. He was busting his ass and stuff. It's just he could do so much more, so he was almost underachieving due to past experiences. Then you had the brother that Kozioma's brother. Even though he wasn't really mentioned a lot in the show, you had that situation where that dude was just locked in his fucking room. And then you had the third person. What
happened that he was locked in his room again?
He got bullied in college, like brutally.
Right.
He got brutally, and he stopped going to school. He just withdrew from society. And we've seen that a few times. And then you had the third 001, which was just, they were going out, they were trying, they were like robot. I am robot. So, they had like a plan.
And that was, one matured from PTSD. One other mature, the other one matured from fear. Fear and safety. And then with 001, it matured from youth. So when I was watching it, I was like, I really wouldn't call it a failure, because if not for that first year of him engaging with them so much, she wouldn't have been prepared to take the next step in the second year.
Who engaging with 001 so much?
Ryō has Yuki. Yeah.
Because the only person 001 talked to the whole first year was the handler. I think that was the main problem. But then the boss, because then it probably would have gone a lot better if they had just allowed him to keep doing it. But remember, he got chastised from the management. It was like, hey, man, what's the point of me doing this if you literally holding the person's hand throughout the whole experiment? So he pulled away, which caused pretty much that sex subject to
withdraw again.
Burning the first year. But they were allowed to let the person do another year. And then Arata comes in. Arata is the medicine. Arata my nigga.
Yep. That vitamin D.
There's no vitamin D in this show. But that would have been weird. That would have been hella weird. So that's pretty much the main.
Weird talk with 7 Deadly Sins.
I still haven't watched that last season. But anyway,
still a bunch
that's a different story. I ain't fucking talking about that anime. What was say? So yeah, those were the main character interactions. Pretty much as the season, especially when it gets into the OVA, it starts to focus more on Arata and his interactions and his battle on how to express, if it was a good idea to express his feelings to Chizuru. And it was pretty cool, man. It was that fight, bro. That fight was so fun. There was a scene when they were taking the class photo. So the main thing about this is that at the end of the experiment, they come in and they wipe everyone's memory. Don't ask me how the fuck they do that. Put something in the food.
Yeah.
But they wipe, so no one remembers.
Free tacos.
They don't really remember you specific. Like you as a person is pretty much.
They remember the events, but
they remember the events.
Out. Yeah.
Pretty much. So you can imagine as time going on and Arata started to get into it and stuff like that. And then he starts to realize coming out to the end of this thing. What's the fuck am I doing this for? Like, what's the point? Because at the end, everybody here is gonna fucking forget my ass. So like that was an interesting battle.
It's not like he really built a new friendship with anyone.
Right. And I thought that was pretty strong because I started to feel the same thing. I was mentioning it while I was like, man, it fucking sucks. Like after all of this, like, these people gonna be like, you're gonna be like a ghost to these people. So it was, especially when he was starting to show feelings for Chizuru as the show goes on, and
she was starting to have feelings too.
Yeah. And that's what I meant. And they both were just like, it was just, fuck, man. And then, fuck, this shit was frustrating as fuck, man. I can't even put it into words. But what I was trying to say, they were taking the group pic, they were taking the class photo, and they got up there, and it was funny because they both turned in and looked at each other. Totally fucked up the class photo, but it don't matter. They like looked in at each other, and I cried like a bitch. I was like, no, my heart.
I didn't cry then. You know when I cried?
Well, I cried like multiple times, but I'm a bitch though. So
I cried when the handler saw the black marker, and I was like, no!
Oh!
No!
It's funny because the girl was like, you could have written that anywhere else, and I wouldn't have found it. You wrote it on her hand, bro.
Yeah, B.
But that was her character, though. It was like straightforward thinking. She just wrote it the most logical place that she would see it first. But her mistake is that she fucking put the marker under the pillow. She should have put it in the drawer. Fuck the whole plan up. Yeah, man. That girl broke down. And?
Yeah.
That broke Anne because she was already like torn about the fact that they're not going to remember each other.
Yeah.
So that was another beautiful moment. Fuck, man, this was a good anime, bro. And then to top it all off, the fucking intro. Oh! Banger. I got it on my playlist. I lift weights to that bitch. Oh,
You know what? I actually oh yeah, I remember it now.
It's a banger, bro. Banger. I would play it,
is,
but the last couple
I can't do
couple videos that I put music in, they fucking got me. YouTube got me. They got me. But yeah, man. So I thought it was a good enough score for, especially for the anime, because obviously you gotta have the right music to match the thing.
Yeah.
Which one of the animes we had previously reviewed, Recreators, it was a good song, but they fucking used that thing for every part of the damn show, and it kind of like killed it. It killed the fucking score.
I thought you were gonna go to King's Game.
Nah, I like King's Game score. I like King's Game music though.
That's what I mean. It was that's great score.
The anime is trash, but it's a great score. But we not talking about King's Game. I was talking about Recreators because the song was decent.
Oh yeah.
But then they would use that one song for every situation, sad, happy, action. You just like the fuck. So yeah. So I thought that was a pretty good score. Man. So what you think about this overall story? Now that we finished talking about the characters and the score.
It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful.
Oh, it's funny, and amazing.
It did not. It did not help. Yeah, because I was mentioning you saying like, "Yo, this is so inspiring. I want to write something like this." And then I'm thinking like, what story can I write that is like this emotional and inspiring? And everything that came to my head was blood, and I was like, oh, guess I'm not that kind of guy. I can enjoy this though. and then it did help that I think coming on to the end of the OV is I started Violet Evergarden, and oh my god, it was rough, B.
All right, so we're gonna stop right there with that. We're not gonna talk about that because that's one of our next episodes.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
No, I just say that we don't even want to bring it up no more. Yeah. Violet Evergarden was rough. Yeah, moving on. That's a whole different. Yeah. That's a whole different type. Oh my god. Whoo. Violet Evergarden.
Are we rating it?
Give me a second as I like reminisce on these two anime. Anyway, ratings. So you want to jump into ratings now?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I wasn't sure if you wanted to discuss if there was anything else you wanted to discuss more on it, or you're going to elaborate more on the rating section.
There's nothing more to discuss because even though it was 13 episodes, it was only really 3 arcs. 17. Character building. 17 arcs.
You gotta put the OVAs in that.
It was on. It was only like 4 arcs, which was the character building, Chizuru and Rina and Hanoa, and then Arata and Chizuru. Okay. That was it. It wasn't a massive story, but it was.
You don't want it to be a massive story for how many episodes he was planning. See, a lot of anime, they get too grandiose, and then they got to do that speed shit at the end. Run! We got to pass the finish line. Run! Start chopping the fucking shit up. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump into ratings. Ratings. I can't do it as
all right. You go or I go. Characters 5, intro 3. it just wasn't for me. But score was beautiful. Like score placement, I should say, was beautiful because the songs that they chose weren't elaborate or like, really noticeable. But you noticed them because of how they fit with the emotion that was trying to be told at the time. Like every time he had a problem, you hear dun 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 dun, and then simple notes. So for score, I gotta get a 5. It was beautifully placed. It was well timed. It was
We
well
gotta come up
followed.
with some. We gotta come up with rating categories because it changes every fucking week. Like I was editing this bitch, and I was like trying to put the scores at the bottom, and you had like an extra category. I was
Mhm.
like, where the fuck this come from? Just some friendly money. Continue.
Just
No, it's because
yeah, we got
I don't
started
remember
out.
talking about that. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because each anime kind of presents something different. But anyway, we'll deal with that. What did I do? Intro, characters, score placement, or music. Story is a 5. It was beautiful. It was heartfelt. It was nice. Considering we just did like 38 episodes of pure action, like I actually sat down. I was like, this is nice. This is cool. And it was very in depth. And I think one of the things that I liked about the story, and not necessarily with the characters, was how it took its time to really develop the characters, and not only develop the characters, but give the characters an association that you could relate to, or that whether it's you yourself or that you've seen in that setting, and show how know that you're older, those kind of things aren't that important, but at that time they really are. And I thought that was a beautiful back and forth that the writer did. Overall, I gotta get the stamp of approval, man. 5 out of 5.
Stamp of approval. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. And I think is that the first 5 cents? No. I was gonna say Saints VV, but no, we did Inuyashiki. So
Yeah, that was a 5.
that was a fun 11 episode banger. That shit was fire. So
I think first 5 we get was General, wasn't it?
oh my god, I think so.
But we never had the stamp yet.
We didn't have to stamp yet. Like we would say stamp of approval, did like the fist pump, but we never actually I didn't have like the graphic.
Yeah.
Which is really crazy because we haven't done a shitty anime in a while. For me to do the trash one, when the guy throws the shit on the wall and the fucking trash can shows up, I kind of miss using that. I haven't used that bitch. I only used that bitch once. King's Game.
We need to.
Anyway.
We,
All right,
we
so
need
let
to
me
find
get
a
into.
bad one, Sean.
We're not actively looking for shit anime, but okay, so my turn to do my rating. So let's go story. I always appreciate how you could build a world, expand on a story, introduce characters, solve problems, and everything in a limited amount of episodes. Like there's like, for example, not a shit on like Naruto and shit, but it's Super is 500 episodes, right? you get what I'm
Shit, some
saying?
more. One Piece not even solved.
Or you got Case Closed, Detective Conan, still going. Sesame Street,
Oh,
4,000
Jesus.
episodes. I'm just joking. Sesame Street's different, but no, that's different. That's different. That's not fair. That's not fair. But what I was just trying to say is like One Piece and stuff like that. There's so many episodes, and when there's so many episodes, you get a lot of filler and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of these shorter anime, obviously they don't have the budget or the back end like a lot of those big ones. But it's always good to see. Inuyashiki did it in 11. Vivi did it. Vivi did it in 20. What was it like 24? 12. Oh, 12. Oh, fuck. Oh. Shit, I was thinking something else. Yeah. Right. So, but those were really good stories, and to be able to tell it in that short space of time. You were thinking of recreators. I was thinking recreators. Thank you. I was thinking recreators. So for this anime in 17 episodes, because I'm counting in the OVAs, to introduce characters, introduce problems, and tell a very beautiful story.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. So how can I not give it 5? Where it didn't feel rushed, and everything was solved completely. There was no real cliffhangers, unless you didn't see the OVAs. So a 5. Characters, like I just said earlier, there was, even though it was like a small amount of characters, they all played such a significant role in the main characters' stories and also their story, showing like as they solved their issues as well, which I thought was pretty beautiful. So 5 of the characters, definitely. Well, another anime with some strong characters, man. It's like Vivi, like Vivi. Vivi has some good side characters. Music, Dwayne said 3. I'm gonna say 4. I thought the song was pretty catchy. I actually liked the song, like I said. And it fit the slice of life type thing, you know. It was pretty cool, especially if you watch the video, the intro video with they dancing and stuff like that and running up the hill. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. Heartwarming. Touch soul. Touch soul. And we all need to touch soul, especially the way this planet going. And so with those all combined, like Captain Planet, the overall is a No Countries for Otaku stamp of motherfucking approval. 5 out of 5. Banger! Play the graphic. I just wanted to say that, you know. Anyway. So yeah. Guys, if you haven't seen this and you're looking for a nice, chill anime, good comedy, and it's not overbearing. You know, just seeing my boy struggle with school. It was funny as fuck. It's so relatable. You know, you're looking for something like that. Romance, comedy, problem solving, fucking mental health. This motherfucker. Catch it. Watch this bitch. Like there's a good one. And there's a live action if you want. If you like live action.
Yep.
Just watch the anime. Live action. I gotta watch the live action too. Well, Dwayne usually you watch more live actions than I do by far. But there's a live action. It's pretty good, from what I've heard. I could see Slice of Life being a lot easier to mold into a live action though, because it's just regular. You know, you don't have to put like a mega bot or something like robot. Like when they try to do the attack on. Yeah, or like Attack on Titan, live action, like it's all in front of green screen. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I can see how it'd be a little easier to translate that into a live action. So yeah. 5 out of 5, guys. Be sure to catch it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead now, jump into shooting the shit. Hey.
Shoot your shit.
All right, so Dwayne been itching to fucking rant about this thing. So Dwayne watched Witcher. The Netflix release. Wait, let me introduce it properly. Netflix released a Witcher movie. It's an animation. I guess this is like supposed to bridge the way to the second season with Henry Cavill. Is it Henry or Harry?
Yeah.
Henry, right?
Henry.
Right, with Henry Cavill for the second season of The Witcher, but that's the live action. This was an anime, and this was based on I can't remember the guy's name, but if you played the game,
Geralt Turner.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's based on his character. So Dwayne messaged me. Vesemir. Thank you. Dwayne on it. Dwayne. It was funny. Dwayne was just ranting to me. It's funny the ranting that goes on in our chat as we talk about anime and stuff that we watch. And Dwayne was like, first he was like, "This still Claremore's idea." I had to correct Dwayne. I was like, "Dude, this shit older than Claremore," but it's funny.
And then I was like, I can see where Claremore got its source from now.
Yeah. It was funny though, because he was like, "This is some bullshit. They whitewash it." I was like, nah. This is a Polish story from like 1994, man. Don't do it like that, bro. But he has his thoughts on the animation that just came out on Netflix. Take it away, Dwayne.
The animation was beautiful.
No, when I say animation, I just meant the whole movie. Like, break it apart.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched The Witcher and Night of the White Wolf or something like that, watch it. It is actually really, really good. It is also very, very frustrating. And Jesus, because here, oh God. So the whole premise or the whole plot that I understood is that humans wipe out or try to wipe out the elves, even though the elves is who allow them to use magic. In doing that, they messed up the earth. Monsters came, so the elves create the witchers in order to combat the monsters so that everybody could live in peace. How in the blooming hell? Well, then again, slavery. So slavery happened. So yeah. But anyway, how in the blooming hell you hit monsters, but yet to do all you dirty work and fight, you use monsters? And like I said, slavery. Don't let black people, but yet use them. And that annoyed me. Like I was so hyped at this animation that I had I was trying to watch it, but I was still pissed off at Caglia or whatever the sorceress woman the name. And I was like, yo, why is this bitch still alive?
She got her just dessert at the end though.
At the end, but it took too long. Me, I was hyped. I was.
Her logic made no fucking sense, bro. But most racists don't. Exactly. Now, if you think of racism, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, you ever get so angry that you hit like a peak and all you can do is crash? That's how angry I get. I was like, I feel so drained. And my wife was like, "You okay?" I was like, "I'm tired of shit, man. I just want to sleep." So I had to sleep and watch it again. I was like, "Okay, this is pretty cool. This is actually a good animation." And then I started like analyzing the artwork and things like that. I was like, "Yo, like it's not as detailed."
I think Netflix has found their animation
their style.
They found it, man. It took a little while. They went through that 3D stage. Thank God that shit's over. But I think they found it because you realize they all
not on the kids section. Not on the kids section. Not on the kids section.
Oh no. That's cool. That's cool. I'm talking about like for us.
Yeah.
Like you could you imagine if Tresse was like that? Ugh. It was like the 3D. But I will admit though, Cyborg 009, when he outran that fucking nuclear bomb, that shit was nice in 3D, bro, my boy. Yo, listen. I know this ain't got nothing to do with Witcher, but we shooting the shit, dog. That scene is so fucking goated, dog. When the bomb went off, and Cyborg 009 look, and he outran that bitch. Do you understand how fast you gonna outrun a nuclear bomb?
Listen, what had me right
anyway
is
continue.
I cried during that scene because it was so beautiful, right? Because you see the bomb go off. That was the first thing, and you might look at it, and you're like, okay, you might start to run, and you know joy is speed. But when you start hearing,
that boy was breaking sound barriers, dog. Bro, that boy was flying.
Yo.
Because if you
and the thing is, right, the nuclear bomb was still catching up, and the man was like, and then it got to the point that you heard nothing. I was like, my Jesus Lord.
He ran so hard.
Yeah.
Because obviously you see the light first because light's faster. And then obviously if you think of it, then you get the sound and everything that causes the shock waves, right? He outrunning that bitch. And you could see like he's running. At this point you can't even see his fucking legs. You just seeing his head. And you just see like the light the the nuke radiation stuff like right behind him, bro. Like he said,
Yeah.
just my boy. He was just every time he just kept getting faster to the point. There was a point that you didn't hear anything, so you ran song and it was just him, bro. That shit.
There was no sound.
Goat scene. That scene and when I think he like fought a guy and he moved so fast that he went into like a white space. Remember I was that run like
was that a movie?
That was I think that was the series that they later
Oh, the last series where they did?
Yeah.
Where he yeah, and then one right back in time, the woman was like, you're fast enough to do it. He was like, nah, I don't think so. She was like,
I don't think people understand how fast Cyborg 009 is, bro. Oh boy.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, man, that boy there, he had the Speed Force and shit, even though there ain't no Speed Force in his universe.
I will never forget the first time I saw 009, it was his fight against Helios. And Helios was like, I'm a sun god. How can you dare beat me? And I was like, what? Watch it. Disappeared. I was like, what? What? How can you still be conscious? If you haven't realized yet, I am a speed guy. I love it. I love it. There were two things that drove me to be a strength and conditioning coach: to run as fast as Flash and to be as strong as Hulk.
Oh God.
Oh, but right, Richard.
Right.
So, finished watching animation, and I was like, made my little rant with Sean. The whitewash Claremore. Sean corrected me, and I was like, I can see where Claremore gets source from, and I started to laugh at myself because I was like, why they couldn't just like age and wash Richard? Like, is the same argument? Like, they both use each other as sources. So, yeah, is it really whitewashing? I had a real rabbit hole myself that night. I was like, yo, like,
it wasn't even
I need.
What was even funny is that he was like, fucking Hollywood. I was like, dude, that shit from Poland, dog. Fucking Americans. I was like, whoa. This is a Polish story. It's not even an American story. Even though, like, Hollywood has done it. Like, the Swedish story Girl and the Dragon Tattoo. And then they made the American version. And then they did the American version. So, it happened. But, I think your main gripe, though, was the way they were doing flashbacks.
Yes. So then I started watching the series. Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool.
You can't tell the difference.
No, the animation is better. I'll tell you why the animation is better, because the animation specifically. Yeah, so with the series, I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, cool. The animation was good. It showed me who Geralt was. So okay, I have no idea who Geralt was at the time because I've never played Witcher and I never read the books. Like, people always say, oh, you should read Witcher, and I was going to, in order to gain some information for a story that I had an idea for, but I never got around to it. So I was like, you know what? Let me watch the series. You know me, I don't watch series after I read. So the story had to capture my interest. So I'm sitting there, watching it. I'm on episode 1. I'm like, okay, pretty good intro. And I'm on episode 2.
I know where you get confused now. Go ahead.
Pretty good.
It also doesn't help. It also, what doesn't help is that Geralt his age look doesn't change because he's a Witcher. So when you jump back and forth, he looks the same. Continue.
Yeah, and that's the thing that pissed me off. So I was like, by the time I hit episode 3, I was like, wait. But he there fighting the king who was sleeping with his sister. How the king is a little man here? Like, what the Rastamar going on?
Yo, what was funny is that you see a dude die.
Me.
And then the guy shows back up, show later. You're like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, me. Yes. You want to know how bad it was, me? I was like, what in the Marvel multiverse bullshit is this? This man in 2 dimensions? Like, I was like, that's where the message was. And then I got to the final episode, and I was like, bro, I absolutely, like, look, I was part of a group this week and they were doing like screenwriting exercises and stuff like that. And one lady, she starts out her scene as a black screen, but you could hear what's going on, and then it opens to the after effect of what happened, right? And this dude started to kick off. People always doing that bullshit, and blah 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 blah, and all this sort of stuff. You need to like that's terrible screenwriting and stuff like that. So then it became a whole argument in the group. This is a live class, by the way. A whole argument in the group about who's you to define what's good or not. With that being said, I hate the style that Game of Thrones and Richard uses, but I understand that other people might like it. But here's my gripe with it: it's inconsistent. You do not allow, in my opinion, you do not allow the person watching the show to relate with the characters because they're trying to understand how the timeline fits. So then if you do all of that, you lose interest. You lose the interest. It's like, well, I don't know what's going on. Like I'm only watching it now to find out what's going on at the end. And if you don't got a really good climax to that whole reason for using that thing, you failed. And it, to me, like even when I write the outlines for my story, if I do that, like I tried it one time just as an exercise, and I felt like I failed. I failed to carry across the point of my story, and to me, that's exactly what Richard did. Because I get to the end, and I was like, "What is your fucking purpose for what?" Sorry. What is your purpose for this story? Like, what are you really trying to do? So you start out telling me, "Are you supposed to find the girl?" Why? You never convey it throughout all those 8 episodes because you spent time doing flashbacks and flash forwards, and then the character development was poor because you didn't spend any time on it. Like how it is, you meet a gold dragon once, right?
This is interesting. Go ahead. Finish your rank.
Because he meet the gold dragon once, right? And I was like, yo, I kind of feel like that's something significant, but yet it didn't feel significant. But then I was shown that it was supposed to be significant because when he got bit by the zombie thing and he starts to go into the dream state where apparently you die, the dragon appeared to him again and said, yo, you are dreaming. You need to wake up. And I was like, I don't give a shit because I don't feel the significance of that relationship that apparently was built in the last episode. Because you're showing me his walk with the dragon, but then you're still showing me his talk with the queen. Like, focus on one area. You jumping back too much. So then I didn't get involved with the character. And then you get all the way to the end. He finds the girl, and you're like, who gives a shit? You didn't tell me what was the whole importance of finding the girl. You understand why he felt obligated, or what the whole thing about destiny was, but you never really told me why I should care about this girl and his relationship to her and why she's so special. You just spent time telling me every episodic bullshit that had nothing to do with the premise. Straightforward, you never even established a premise. Like, you established his travel, yes, you established his relationship with the bird, which at the end meant fudge all, because he just disappeared for the last 2 episodes. Like, I don't want you around, blah, 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 done. And it's like, okay, so you kind of think the bird is supposed to help your reputation, but yet we flash forward to the present time, no one still gives a shit about you. Like,
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say to all of that. I could see how this would happen to someone that has absolutely no idea about The Witcher. If you go into that bitch blind, like everything you said is 100% valid. 2, I think the Game of Thrones did a little better job of the flashback thing than The Witcher. If I remember correctly.
They did.
Unfortunately, seasons 7, half of season 6, season 7, and season 8.
6, 7, and 8
exists in Game of Thrones.
The
Fuck them writers. They could have called you, and I guarantee it would have been a better fucking story. Even the girl that plays the queen, not the queen, the mother of dragons. Even when they was interviewing her, it was funny. They was like, "So what you think about it?" And she was like, "It's the best season," because she knew it was trash. They all knew it was trash. Kit Harington, all them motherfuckers knew it was trash. But anyway, don't get me started on Game of Thrones, man. That was the worst. I fucking hate them. I have never seen. I'm not even a writer, and I tell you, I could have written a better story than that end. And that's what happens when you run out of source material. Martin dipped. He was like, "Fuck this."
But you know what?
He dipped at season 5.
That also started a.
Go ahead.
A thought process that I had that I'll speak about after you finish.
Yeah. So yeah, fuck them dudes like Game of Thrones. But I think their flashback thing was a little better. The way I'm looking at the Witcher thing. And this is a thing though with series. Like in a movie, you kind of forced to paint the whole picture within the hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long the runtime is.
Mm-hmm.
There is a season 2. They had greenlit the season 2 from like almost the beginning of season 1. So the way the story kind of comes across is that imagine someone's painting a painting and they're drawing the outline, they're doing the outline thing, and the outline looks fucking weird, dog. You just like, what the fuck? And then they started painting and shit. It looks like ass. It looks like it's a big mess. But they've only painted the top right corner. And you're just like, what the fuck's going on? But at the end, and we're hoping, this is always the thing about series, is because if they fucking cancel it, like how they canceled that superhero thing show.
Oh yeah.
Right? The problem with series is that some series don't know when to end. Or they get to a point that they're supposed to end and then money comes in. And we see it in anime and stuff like that. But the way the Witcher is to me is that it seems all convoluted now at that first season, but as the story is fleshed out more throughout the seasons, because it's the same way in the game. But the thing about the game, you could just sit down and play the game. The books has been out long enough that you could just sit down and read all the books. So at the end of the story, you're able to see the whole picture and then find out what the connections or shit like that. Unfortunately,
so they do the same flashbacks like that in the book.
It's the same way all over, bro. That's the book, the game, everything's like that, bro. They be hopping all over the place like Jiminy fucking Cricket. but like I said though, it makes sense if you have the whole painting. But the problem is that with TV shows, you gotta at the end of season 1, you gotta and it depends on the story. Not every storyteller is the same. But if that's how the story is always told, and they're trying to relate on to the thing, if they make any major changes to it, it kind of would end up fucking up stuff. So I get what you're saying if you're going into it blind, but there's a lot of people and they're getting popular as fuck. The game's popular.
Yeah, it is.
I won't say the stories got popular because of the game. Because the story's been out for a while.
Yeah.
The game, Witcher 3, made the stories even more popular. So that's how you get the movie and stuff. Not the movie. The seasons. So I get what you're saying though. What you say is 100% right. Especially if you're going into that bitch blind. Like if you don't know nothing, and you just go in there, you'll be like, oh, what? Fuck, what? But if you understand from the jump with prior knowledge on how they usually do this shit, and you're like, okay, well, I gotta wait for more of the story to come out. For more of this, the characters and shit to be fleshed out, unfortunately. So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
You just gotta bank on the fact that they're gonna keep renewing that hoe so you could get the whole story. Now the question is are they going to just stick to the fucking source material and finish it? So you get to a point that is okay. This is the final season, and usually Netflix, HBO, stuff like that, they're pretty good about that. It's when they start getting on cable TV like CBS and Fox that we all start sweating bullets because they keep renewing shit, and then be like,
Yeah.
ah, yeet. But I hate. That's why I don't watch. That's why I don't watch series on cable TV because they never finish them, or they
Yeah.
go on too long, and then you get Law and Order
Still.
SVU 22 seasons. 22 fucking seasons.
Our Criminal Minds.
Yeah, Criminal Minds. Yeah, that should have stopped. But hey, what can you do? That's cable TV for you. That's why I don't get into series. It's like how 24 kept going, but you was just like, why they keep making them? Even though they should have ended like 2 seasons prior. But anyway, go ahead. That's my opinion on the whole Witcher thing.
And that okay. So that made sense. But I still feel like the writing wasn't that great. Cause as you said, Game of Thrones did it as well. With Game of Thrones, I was still able to stick on the premise. Wait, hold on a minute.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I actually enjoyed the Witcher story. I thought the Witcher story was pretty good. You gotta be a little patient with that Witcher story, though, in my opinion. Especially the way they do the flashbacks and stuff, because you also gotta understand that Geralt doesn't really age like a normal human. So a regular human, it's just like in the animation where when he finally met the lady, the girl at the beginning of the story, she was a little girl. But when he met back with her at the end, in the animation, she was an old woman. Which was pretty fucking cute because he was still in love with her after all them fucking years. And they like kissed and shit.
Oh yeah.
So she was an old woman, man. And it kind of broke the heart how that story ended. But it was still cool that even though he aged so differently outwardly, that he still had that feelings for her after all them years. And she's like, I'm a 70-year-old woman. He's like, I'm 70 I'm 70 as well, bitch. Give me some sugar. That was beautiful. So I thought of a thing, but Dwayne made a lot of valid points, man. But like it's hard out there to be a writer. And
it is. It really is.
Could have been told better? Fuck yeah. We gotta remember this shit came out in 94. Like
true.
It was
and probably that was the
give
first
you like I said,
adaptation.
the game made the stories even more popular. Because at that point it was just it was just a Polish story. No one really knew about it. But then a Polish gaming company took them up and made the games. And then the games didn't really get popular until Witcher 3. There was two more before that bitch. Like that's just that people didn't understand. It wasn't, and they weren't that good. They were good, but they weren't that good. So if you tell me, well, the story telling wasn't that good, I can't disagree because between 94 and when the games came out, no one really talked about it. It got popular later. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So I really ain't got no argument for your critiques.
Yeah.
I agree.
But
especially if you're blind.
Something else that I started thinking about as well is that the way the creative industry has changed also plays a factor to them. Because I remember the guy from Five Finger Death Punch, he was saying about one of the songs that he made, how it feels a hell of a lot different. Like you create a song and you're not given a chance to rest because now your agent or whoever want to make more money and then got you booking tours all over the world. So you sing these same song over and over, and then when you actually sit down to create something new, it sounds like the same thing you just created because that's all you do.
That's all you.
And then you
That's
look
all
at
you heard
how
for the past year,
and
two
then you look
years.
at how it transitioning into to film and stuff. No, you look at Netflix and Amazon and Hulu and HBO Max, who are paying you for these series, and they're bringing in series from everywhere as long as they think it will bring some views. But then, in order for you to get more money, you gotta create you gotta create something similar. It looks exactly the same, and that's not necessarily Netflix itself. That's the algorithm that's built. YouTube is the same, and that's why me and you always talking about posting and things like that, and how I need to post. But then I don't want to be that person. For the podcast is easy because we just talking and stuff like that, and it will consistently change. But for my animations and stuff, I know a guy who he's posting on TikTok, and as soon as he start posting, his stuff drops. So he constantly posting these animations, and at first it was cool, and then it got to the point where it was like, okay, and that's why I don't want my creative stuff. So that's why I've always told you, like, if I can post, it has to be something of quality. I know that I could post it now, and it will stand the test of time of that algorithm. Like people can still watch it and things like that. And but as you said, that is hard. That road is hard. I was speaking to some animators this morning, and I was like, "Yo, they do like Sakuga, which is like the action style in anime, like Naruto and stuff. They just do." And I was like, "Yo, yeah, animations look hard, the tight. It would be cool if we could collaborate and things like that. And just let me know what your prices are, that sort of thing. We could probably work out something." And they were like, "Yo, we are happy to do that as long as it's not a Sakuga." And I was like, "What?"
But that's what
And
you
they're
know
like, "Yeah,
for.
like yeah." And I was like, "But yeah, that's exactly what I said. But that's what you're known for." They were like, "Yeah, but the honest truth is that we not necessarily good at it, but we did it so much
They got
because
burned out.
Instagram. That was what Instagram was pushing for them to build their account. Because I think they went from like 90 followers to 425, and they were just putting it on. They went to like 3 posts a day, and to the point where they were like, "Yeah, we can't sit down and do a long form Sakuga." And I was like, "Man, like that's so sad." Like because the idea that I had in my head to work with them was a kind of Sakuga short film, and I was like, bro, like, and then, and I don't know, man,
Well,
I don't know.
no. I mean, what you're saying is true, man, and it shows out in every form of media. Anytime something picks
Yeah.
up, you see it like a million times by a million different people. While it be TikTok,
Wait, hold up a
uh,
minute. Sorry.
movies, TikTok, movies. Like I could say the last decade. It's still going, but the last decade has been the superhero genre. But it was mainly dominated by Marvel and DCEU, which I thought was pretty good, was in there too. But it's been mainly that for like the last decade. And what happens is now that Netflix and stuff is allowing people to pitch, you get in a lot of superhero type stories popping up all over the place, but it's not from like the main two movies, right?
Yeah.
But that is the market for superhero movies has been saturated for a while. So, but they're all like along
Mm.
the same way that you got so many fucking different versions of an evil Superman now.
Superman. Yeah.
Well, the reason I say evil Superman is because no one would have done that shit. Really, it was like touched on a little bit, like The Boys, but The Boys is an older comic. But you didn't really see that shit start to spit out like that until fucking Injustice came out. I give it Superman, man. Superman be pioneering the shit, bro. It's like, oh, it's cool to do that now. And then you just saw like a big mass production of that shit start happening.
Oh yeah, Superman and Batman.
The same way
I have seen so many Batman derivatives. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. The same way once death was introduced to comics, now everyone just does it like all willy-nilly now. But that didn't really happen. Mm-hmm. The rebirth part of death in comics didn't really happen until the death of Superman, and then he come back at the end when he was in the Matrix.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see. It's easy to get burnout, but one thing I do shit my way. I don't give a fuck. So I move at my pace, man. And sometimes, dude, I don't feel like posting shit. And that's what happened to me with TikTok. Like all them movie reviews, I just like, one day I was just like, I don't feel like doing this shit. So I haven't posted anything in a while. I mean,
that's fine.
I mean, on TikTok, you could just go on there and say the most controversial stuff. You get a bunch of followers or, do a dance.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that shit. So.
I think for me, I'm only interested in posting on YouTube because I'm only interested in creating a film. And I got a competitive spirit in me. So like for me, the gold standard is you paying $13 to go see my shit on a movie on a big screen. That's my gold standard that I am aiming for. So YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all these other social medias, to me it don't mean nothing. Like it helps you get recognition, but is the recognition really the right recognition?
I don't know. I just use Instagram mainly now. And Twitter to a point. But Twitter is literally just put it up. Hey, an episode's up. That's pretty much all I use Twitter for. It's the same shit all the way down. What was saying is, Instagram. If you follow the Instagram, That Boy Best TV, it's pretty much I just put up the clips from my gaming and stuff like that. So at this show, and I've been slowly moving on my movie reviews over there too. All right, so before we wrap up, did you see the trailer for the? And this is probably the only trailer I'm gonna watch for the new Matrix, man. The Matrix Resurrection. You ever seen it?
I started it and I was like, Well, I heard about it and I was like, let me see if I can predict how this is gonna go, because knowing the Wachowski brothers,
sisters,
and all the crap they went through,
sisters,
right.
The sisters now, bro. Come on, I ain't trying to get canceled before we even get off.
We gotta talk about that afterwards. But yeah, knowing the Wachowski sisters and all these stuff that was going on around them and how this whole nostalgia thing is coming around, I kind of guess they find Neo. Neo is back again in the Matrix, and he's struggling with feeling like he is lost, but yet not lost, and he can't really explain it. And somehow maybe he starts, so you got a psychologist, and he speaks to a psychologist, and eventually he meets back up with Trinity, and they go back through the whole mirror thing. They do the whole jiu-jitsu thing because that was iconic, and they just kind of slightly. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Oh, that shit's in the trailer. You watched the motherfucking trailer.
Really?
Dwayne watched the trailer. He only pretended not to watch it because he just spilled the trailer.
I haven't.
How you know about the psychiatrist? How you know about psychiatrist?
Because he lost his memory. That's the
You saw the psychiatrist at the beginning of the fucking trailer. Dwayne, tell the truth.
No.
Tell the fucking truth. He saw, I don't give a shit. God is my witness. Dwayne watched this damn trailer. I don't give a fuck. No one can tell me.
Okay.
He said okay. Confirmation.
Oh, what? Nah, so they really put all that in it?
Oh, what? It just starts off with him in the. He's in the psychiatrist chair. And he's like, yeah, I've had the dream. I've had these vivid dreams.
Oh,
blah
he's
blah
talking.
blah.
Oh, okay.
Who?
In my version, he was like that lady from the Notebook.
What lady from the?
But
Notebook?
he had Alzheimer's. He had Alzheimer's.
No, he's living his life. He runs into Trinity,
okay.
but she doesn't know what the fuck's going on either. They both like don't have memories. And she's like, "Have
so what did you think about it?"
I'm gonna watch it.
Oh yeah, it's Keanu Reeves, action superhero.
It's Keanu Reeves, bro. It's Keanu Reeves, bro. I'm sorry, man. He's like one of my top. I was trying to think 3. Tom Cruise. Yeah. Top 5. Yeah, he's one of my favorite actors, man. There ain't many.
Yeah.
I watch anything. I mean, even his really bad stuff that because he always like does films for like a buddy. Like if you or him were friends, he was like, "Hey man, I got a movie idea, and I would really like you to be in it." He would do it. So like, there's a lot of B movies there's a lot of B movies he's in that he
like
just did
Replicas in Siberia,
replicas and stuff. But that was his. Apparently, Replicas was his boy. It was like one of his buddies. He was like, "Hey man, I really like if you want this movie." And he was like, "Sure." Like that is cool. They didn't even really get paid much for that shit. Shout out, man. Yeah. So I appreciate that.
Man said he just loved movies at 53.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's why I appreciate
him and Clint Eastwood.
Nicholas Cage. Man.
Oh, and Nicholas Cage. Yeah.
Clint Eastwood. I got my problems. He makes great movies though. I got my problems with him elsewhere. But that I separate the two.
He's very, very old timey.
Yeah, he's old timey. He old shit though. But his movies, I like his movie styles. His movie styles are really good. Gran Torino, bro. Hell of a movie. What was I saying? Nicholas Cage. And Nicholas Cage has a shit ton of bad movies, but he likes acting. He just likes acting. Yeah. So he does the fucking roles. How can I hate you for that? How can I hate you for that? You know what I mean? Also,
have you seen Pig?
Oh my god. Listen, I don't know if you saw my review on Pig. You shoot 100 shots, one of them motherfuckers gonna score. Pig is a score, bro. Kobe. That was a really good movie. I was like, oh my god, Nicolas Cage did a good movie. Like it was like, holy shit, it's been so long. What a brilliant film. What a brilliant film. And I was scared that it was going to be John Wicky at the beginning when the pig got kidnapped. When they took the pig. But then I started to realize it wasn't going to be John Wick. And I breathed a big sigh of relief. And I think that, to me, that's what made that movie even better. Because it gave off the appearance of, shit. And then you start to realize, no. All the way to the end. Broke your heart at the end too, man.
Nice.
You go watch Pig, man. That's a good one. That's a good Nicolas Cage movie, guys. Go see it. Find that bitch on the internet. It's rare. And he does a really, really good job in that movie, man. Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah.
Fucking finally. I'm so happy. I hope he wins like some like low level, because he ain't gonna win an Oscar for it, but or some like films thing. I don't know.
Yeah, he'll probably win a film festival award for it.
That was whoever wrote that story. Good job, man. That was brilliant. But all right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here, guys. I think we got a lot of good stuff in. It was very interesting to hear Dwayne's analysis on the Witcher Netflix series. There's a season 2 coming out, so let's see if Dwayne can stomach to watch that.
I'll try.
Be sure to watch ReLIFE, guys. You will not be disappointed, especially if you're a slice of life guy.
Yeah, yes or no question. Have you watched Clickbait?
No, because it's a series.
Okay.
Is it good? Is it good? No. I think
it hyped up, but it got to the point where it was like,
what's the point of this? I think someone had told me that it wasn't good either, too. So you like the second person.
I just skipped to the end, and then I was like,
what happened?
Okay.
It takes a lot from. I had started watching series for like the review stuff, and I hit like a bad streak of fucking series on Netflix, man. Everything I watched was trash. Like that Shadow and Bone, trash. Sex Life, trash. Like I was just like, I can't do this, so I haven't watched the series in a while, guys.
That's fine. It's been years now. The only series I watch is anything that you recommend to me in anime, because I'm so constantly busy.
Yeah, so anime is pretty much my series fix. So I combine the animation and the series in there. So now I haven't watched Clickbait. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up, guys. Be sure to catch ReLIFE. Next episode is gonna be I thought you were gonna say
Evergarden.
Yeah. Violet Evergarden, man. That's on Netflix TV show, and there's a movie. Brilliant. We'll be breaking that down and talking about it, especially because Dwayne's watching it with his wife. So we're gonna get also her thoughts on it through him. And yo, be sure to comment, like, subscribe. If you got any anime that you want us to review, be sure to leave it in the description. And as always, guys, stay safe out there. Peace.
See ya.